What's going on, fine citizens? Well, the countdown to Super Bowl 47 is on, but there's someone we got to talk about. He's made headlines all season, and especially all week leading up to Super Bowl 47 in New Orleans. And it's none other than Ray Lewis, with a lot of skeletons in his closet and some deer antler extract spray. Of course, leading up to the big game, Ray Lewis announced his retirement before the playoffs started, and the Ravens seemed to really respond, winning a game at the 1 seed and the 2 seed on the road in the AFC. And boy, he's played phenomenal all playoffs long. But the big situation is, before we get to the extract spray, Ray Lewis was possibly involved in a murder in the year 2000 after the Super Bowl in Atlanta. A lot of crazy sentiment going on. Some people think that he was involved. Some people think that he wasn't involved. He obviously, in the end, made a plea deal, did 12 months probation, paid a big fine, and the 2 other defendants that he actually ended up turning on were found acquitted of any wrongdoing. Now, back at Super Bowl 35, when the Ravens beat the Giants, back right after all this stuff had happened, Ray Lewis did win the MVP of the Super Bowl over quarterback Trent Dilfer. Not saying Trent Dilfer really deserved it, but Ray Lewis, just been in the cloud of all these allegations, was able to win the MVP. No negative sentiment there. But this time, if the Ravens find a way to win the Super Bowl, would Ray Lewis not win the MVP over, let's say, someone like Joe Flacco? Take a look at the current odds. Joe Flacco actually plus 200 to win the MVP of Super Bowl 47. Ray Lewis plus 550. Now, it's obviously a lot tougher for a defensive player to win over an offensive player. But will there be negative sentiment by the people that vote on who wins the Super Bowl MVP? And then the story comes out this week, leading up to the Super Bowl, that says Ray Lewis was involved in a sports clinic called SWATS, Sports with Alternatives to Steroids, and that he had used deer antler extract spray. Now, nothing's been proven yet, but a chemical in the extract spray is on the NFL's banned substance list. There's been a lot more ramped up by this over the last couple days. And could that come into play if Ray Lewis plays the kind of game that would be worthy of earning a Super Bowl MVP? I don't personally think it will, but there is so much negative sentiment going around. You look at some of the other NFL players that have been accused of murder, Ray Caruth, O.J. Simpson. I believe O.J. Simpson didn't do it for a while, but we all know that he did now. And Ray Caruth, of course, in prison right now for murdering his former girlfriend. So I'll tell you, Ray Lewis, it's an incredible story. But boy, what kind of baggage has he brought up, not only with the murder investigation that happened back in the year 2000, but also with what's going on with him and the deer antler extract spray. Big cloud over Ray Lewis's head. You know, he got a football game to play. But it's amazing to see what happens in the NFL, the biggest stage in sports, leading up to a Super Bowl. You got a guy that was possibly involved in a murder. No one's ever found the white suit. A lot of people believe that he was, and of course a lot of people are vehemently defending him and saying that there's no way he was involved, and he was the peacemaker in all of this. But so many questions to go with that case. And then you got the deer extract spray thing happening this week leading up to the Super Bowl. Boy, if Ray Lewis plays the game of his life and is denied an MVP because of that, I'd be shocked. But it's not out of the realm of possibility. That's why it's always quite amazing to see what comes out of the National Football League. Till next time, I'm Dan the Man. Believe in the dream.